Hello. Welcome in. This is Birds of a Feather Podcast with your boy Q City. And this is the
your boy Taj Bravado.
Week 6. So, coming in from last week, we didn't get in, so we'll just go over what we did real quick in week 4. Coming into it, I was 6-4 at the games. Taj, you was 1-3. Seeing this is a couple weeks back, we'll just run through it quick. But I had Arizona money line versus Washington. That was like the worst side of that one. That was a 42-14 game. I was on the right side of Baltimore and Buffalo. Then we were on opposite sides of Cleveland, Las Vegas. You came out on top of that one in that 2016 game. I just underestimated how bad Deshaun was, and that's been played out over the course of the last 2 weeks. I had that. It's not just
it ain't
him,
just Deshaun.
Like, it looks bad.
They about to clean house.
I hate it.
Front office.
I hate it.
Heads are gonna roll. But that's what happens when you pull that kind of move for a quarterback and they backfire.
Butt hurt about not getting
some heads are gonna roll.
But
thank you. I appreciate. I appreciate y'all so much.
But then I had Jacksonville keeping it close, plus 6.5 versus Houston. It's 24-10. So on your side, we both had money line versus the Saints, right? It was a close one, but they pulled that out 26-24. Like I mentioned, you were on the opposite side of Las Vegas and Cleveland. Seattle money line Detroit. That was totally wrong side. That Detroit looked really good. That was 42-29. You were on the right side of Tennessee with money line in Miami, right? Like 31-12 on that Monday night game, that doubleheader on Monday night, and then you with a double-digit spread, the Pats versus San Francisco. Still, they still ain't covered. It was 30-13, bro. It was like, golly, bro. But them on the road double point favorites.
Yeah,
what's up?
You couldn't even pinch them.
Nah. Them on the road double-digit underdogs. It's like, bro, you expect those to cover. Key takeaways, once again, a couple weeks back, but key takeaways is really just that Tennessee, I didn't believe in Tennessee at all, right? They were able to come on the other side of that. We talked about Cleveland. Jacksonville finally got their first win, but like Jacksonville looks real bad. And then us, Falcons, money line versus the Saints. It was a great win. It was a great game. We recapped it, had our episode on it. Always want y'all to check that out because we led a game. So leaving that week, we're 9-6. I'm 9-6 overall. You're 4-3. Going into the props of that New Orleans game, I had a terrible prop week. I had Carr under 221, Bijan over 72.5, and a London anytime TD. None of those hit. Then I had Kirk under 38.5 passing attempts and Mooney over about 40 yards, 39.5. Those hit. So I came in 3-7, 2-3 week, left 5-10. So it's tough on the props front for your boy, right? Like I'm not gonna lie, it's tough on the props front for you. You came in 3-1. You ain't do no better, too much better than me. You had Bijan at 108 total yards, Kyle Pitts with the 39.5. That's when he put up the 0. Algier anytime TD and Carr under 225. None of those hit, but Kirk under 28.5 completions hit for you. So 1-4 week. So you ended the week at 4-5. Y'all, I promise, if y'all was with us last season, you know, sometime it looked funky during the weeks. All right. but a 5-0 week is right around the corner. You know what I'm saying? Like a 5-0 or a 4-1 week is right around the corner, right? So appreciate y'all for everybody who's talking around. We had like technical difficulties and whatnot. Didn't get last weekend. So now we just gonna move ahead to week 6. Right? So starting off with the Thursday night game. We're on opposite sides of this. I got San Fran money line in Seattle, and you got Seattle money line in San Fran. So what you thinking on that one,
bro? He knows what he's doing versus type of offense.
That's true.
And the line is still ain't healthy.
I mean, the only person they're really missing at this point is just Christian McCaffrey.
The line is still ain't healthy. Because clearly Purdy does.
And it seems like you're missing about a touchdown a game is I think was his average overall. He was really about a touchdown per game. And their running game hasn't looked the same. And I love like box score watchers because like it lets you know that they ain't really been watching the game for real. Because like you can get the same amount of yards. It don't look the same. It does not look the same.
Well, okay, I'm gonna disagree with you there. The running game has been fine. It's just the other stuff that Christian McCaffrey gets you because we got to realize what the coach is. Shanahan. That's a plug and play running back. But what makes McCaffrey?
That's what I mean. Like not the run game specifically. The offense doesn't look the same because with the threat of McCaffrey in there, you have the receiving threat. Your play action throw out to the flats look a little different, right? You suck the linebackers up on your play actions a bit more. So the offense doesn't look as dynamic because you don't have an elite running back there. I didn't feel like I had to say all that,
but you said running game. You got to clarify.
But yeah, we're on opposite sides of that one, so that should be interesting. On your side, you got Tampa Bay money line in New Orleans, and that's interesting to me, considering your boy is starting this weekend.
Yeah, my boy is starting, but he's going against a Todd Bowles that's going to.
I get that, but Tampa Bay's defense was Swiss cheese against us. Yeah, about
Kirk Cousins been in the league. How long? He ain't much he ain't seen. Spencer ain't seen this before. Your first start was a
so what are you predicting? You predicting about a 2-3 interception game, or is this going to be one of those like feast or famine type games where you got two interceptions but 2 touchdowns?
Well, that sounds like feast and famine. I think it could be feast or famine because it just all depends on how the Clint Kubiak decides to protect him. But I don't think he will be able to do enough. This is just not your ideal first matchup for your first NFL true action. I am a right believer. It's just I don't like this for his first game. I
was actually thinking that like I need his confidence completely ruined because what we don't need is the Saints to find a cheap quarterback, especially considering how much cap hell they're in over the course of the next 2 years. Like I need y'all to go ahead and feel that all the way out. I don't want y'all to have a cost control quarterback to allow y'all to compete.
Yeah, I don't want them to, but I really believe Rattler one of them ones. Like that he was my favorite quarterback in the draft. I believe he one of the ones. I hope it don't work out just because it's the Saints.
My second game, I had Indy money line in Tennessee as 2.5 point favorites. So Tennessee beat Miami. Then they had a bye week. I think that bye week has made people forget how bad Will Levis is. Hear me out. Hear me out. This man has had generational bad takes. Like I'm talking that one where he fell to his knees in the first game. It was like, damn, that's bad. The Jets backward pass, all right, come on, bro. Like it keeps getting bad. It keeps getting worse. And then, you know, you saw the offense look different when Rudolph came in.
But that was also another mean because they had boy on the sideline with
Yeah, like what? He's a mean quarterback, bro. But I don't know. I don't know how that shoulder is right now. They're saying like he's good to play. I'm not gonna lie to you. It does not seem like Callahan is his biggest fan. You know what I'm saying? Like it seems like Callahan will be perfectly fine going ahead and switching to Rudolph for the rest of the year. But like I remember me and you was talking about it, and the guy was talking about at church. Levis isn't the guy he picked, right? And that's not to say that Levis isn't the type of quarterback he likes. It's just not, he's not the guy he picked. So I could see if this continues to go downhill, him just going ahead and putting on the season because he's not a 1 year coach. Callahan, I don't feel like he's a 1 year coach. The Titans haven't necessarily shown to be an organization that immediately just cuts bait after 1 year. They usually, honestly, they keep guys longer than they should. But so it seems as though he has a chance to get his guy in and then try to develop his guy if he feels like this is going to go off the rails with Levis. So it seems to be like he would start him.
Well, so here's the thing, though. You got to factor in how much actual authority does he have with roster decisions because Ron is it Ron Carthon? He the shot caller over there when it comes to personnel. Even so much that he had authority over Vrabel.
And that makes for a hard dynamic for a coach to coach. So, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like I can't even get my input on a guy I like.
I mean, some places will work. I mean, they'll take your input, but I mean, like some organizations just run it that way, like like in Pittsburgh.
We'll see.
Happy Roseman run that.
Yeah.
It's a very talented roster.
And I feel like that's when you get away with it, right? You get away with it when it's a super talented roster. When it's easier for you to understand it, like, things are working out for us. Maybe you don't need to have your hands in picking the groceries. But like if you're at Tennessee where outside, nothing special, running back, yeah, you made the move for Pollard, but like once again, nothing special. And there's no disrespect to those guys. On the line, you had some retirements. There's nothing you could do about that one, right? Like you had some retirements, you redrafted, but like you haven't necessarily killed the quarterback.
I think they're doing a good job. I think they're doing a good job handling, like at least rebuilding, because they added what I believe are two very talented linemen with J.C. Latham and Skaronski.
And Latham through the free agency and Skaronski through the draft.
Rebuild,
right?
No, both of them to the draft. Latham was number 6 pick or 7 pick.
Oh, out of Alabama. Yeah,
out of Alabama. He's the left tackle. So I mean, I think they're doing good things over there. I mean, they spent up some money on Ridley, but you also got to figure some of these things, like, because the thing is, like, the NFL is not the it's not the environment that it used to be in terms of patience. You were allotted a lot more time because, like, I think Levis has all the talent in the world. He just needs to play. That's all. He just has to play more, see more things. He's also in a brand new system with a new coach. So it like he's a young quarterback. He's already 2 years in 2 different offensive systems. So
with that being said, I don't think Tennessee should be favored in any type of game. I don't know who starts for Indy, if it's Flacco or Richardson, but either way.
Richardson's healthy, but the thing is, I said
that's what
Richardson's healthy, so I believe it'll be Richardson. But like I like Richardson, but he's also one of them dudes. But given he has the pedigree that warrants you giving him time to develop.
Yeah.
Given they took him at number 4, so they're going to see that through. They have no choice but to.
That's my thinking on it, right? Like, I don't feel like, well, he was the 33rd pick, so you do have some investment in him, right? Like, it's not, it's not like he's but it's a 33rd pick from an older regime.
But no, it's the same regime. It's just a different coach.
Also true.
The GM made that pick.
Good God. All right, so next, we're on opposite sides of Baltimore and Washington. So we're not on opposite sides. We both got Baltimore winning, right? So like we both got Baltimore winning that game.
Well, I ain't got them winning. I just got the Commanders to cover.
You got the Commanders to cover the +7. I got Baltimore covering their 6.5. So like, I don't think that Washington's going to hang with Baltimore at all, strictly based upon the fact Washington's defense has been absolutely Swiss cheese for a good part of this NFL season. Now, to be fair, a good bit of their getting beat down was against Joe Burrow, who is on his fire-breathing dragon mission this season. Because, like, offensively, like, the Bengals ain't had a good season. Don't get me wrong. And I do feel there's ways Joe can step up. But offensively, outside that Patriots game, he been going bananas. So, like, I can't even be mad at
him. I don't know how
so this tangent conversation, he did throw the pick that cost him the game. Yeah, no, but I'm saying, like,
part of the territory.
He threw the so let's take it back. Let's take it back. Because me and you had this same conversation in agreement about Matt Ryan, where it's like on 3rd and 8, he'll get you 3rd, he'll get you 6th, right? And it was like consistently frustrating with Matt because like there's part of the game that's complementary football. Joe is handling his part to a high extent, and this defense is letting him up a good bit of the time. But there comes a time in the game where complementary-wise, and it sucks for him, it seems to happen late the past 2 weeks, that he is the one that's not upholding his end of the bargain. And that's it. Sucks.
I'm gonna disagree with that because look, through 5 games in this season, right? Burrow has 1,370 yards, 12 touchdowns, and only 2 picks. Yet they are. What's the record?
4.
How many wins they got?
4.
1. So this looks like a whole lot of Joe Burrow doing his damn job.
All right, so take it back to the Washington game. Right? You had a 3. No,
he didn't even throw a pick.
He didn't throw a pick in the Washington game. He had a 3-and-out late, which allowed Jaden Daniels to go down and put the game out of reach. And then they scored on him.
So did he have a 3-and-out?
Come on, bro. Like, come on. You can't. Come on.
No, bro, see, I'm not the guy that puts everything solely on the quarterback because it's a team sport. If the line ain't blocking, the quarterback can't do shit. If the receivers ain't getting open, the quarterback can't do shit. If they ain't catching the ball, the quarterback can't do shit.
Okay.
The quarterback gets all the balls.
Complimentary-wise, the offense itself had a late 3-and-out, which allowed the Commanders to build a 10-point lead. So even when he came back out and scored a touchdown, the game was out of reach. That happened. That happened.
But the complimentary aspect, right? Joe Burrow gave you 324 and 3 touchdowns, 127 QB rating. What more do you want him to
sustain the drive?
If the defense can get a stop versus a rookie quarterback.
That's all I want you to do is sustain the drive.
Because bruh, he gave you 21 points.
I need you to sustain that drive.
He did his job.
No, he didn't. You didn't. I sound like. Hear me out. Because I sound like Shannon. I'm not trying to put it all on his doorstep. I literally started off by saying he's on his fire-breathing dragon type shit. Like, I'm giving the man props.
Exactly, but you were.
I'm not neglecting that. I'm not neglecting that at all. I'm not neglecting that at all.
You're saying, oh, he didn't do his job in
my man. That's not
in sustaining drives when they scored a lot. They only missed.
Yeah.
They only had one drive they didn't score. It was detrimental.
That's
but
what I'm saying. It's detrimental.
The defense couldn't stop shit. So it's his fault that the defense leaves him with no room for error. Yet
I'm not saying it's his fault. That's where disconnect is. I ain't saying it's his fault. I'm saying that, like, I started off by saying he on his fire breathing dragon stuff. Like, he is literally going crazy, right? I'm not taking that away from him.
Yeah, but you started off with a compliment just to sprinkle in the.
I mean, sometimes
1,300, 12 touchdowns, 2 picks.
I need you to sustain a drive, and I need you to throw one less pick. That's what I need. If you're literally asking, if you're asking what I need, I'm letting you know that's exactly what I need. I'm letting you know that's exactly the Patriots game. I don't put on him.
Bro.
Your tight end fumbled.
That's the only game. That's the only game he stumped.
No, your tight end fumbled on the goal line. Just like in the AFC Championship game when Zay Flowers fumbled on the goal line, we both came on here and was like, bro, Lamar up to that point had been doing his thing. He was fucking up, but that's not on him, right? Same thing about the tight end. Joe didn't have a great overall game versus the Patriots. His tight end fumbled on the goal line, right? That's not on him. With the Washington game, specifically the Washington game, I get that you scored on all but one drive. I needed you. You didn't have to score on that drive, but you needed to play the field position game. You need to sustain that drive. Then versus the Ravens, you had a 10-point lead. You threw a pick. That's literally all I need you to do in that situation. I get, you don't have no room for error. That sucks. You know what's one of the reasons you don't have room for error? It's because you are one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. You're taking up a bit of the pie, bro. Your defense ain't as good. It is what it is. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying it is what it is.
That's a team. That is a team construction thing, and they have used high draft picks on that side of the ball.
I'm not
giving you a pass on that.
It is what it is.
These are professional athletes. Like Joe Burrow was more than doing his job. Like the Bengals offense is doing their job. Outside of the Patriots game, they've been scoring 30 points. If your offense is scoring 30 points, they're doing their job.
Now, see, here's the thing.
What are we talking about?
Because I got to do some pushback. I got to do some pushback.
No. Bro, if your offense is scoring 30 points, what the fuck are we talking about?
If your defense is struggling, and Pittsburgh has made a living of this, because there were times they were really high flying with Ben. Then there were times where their defense was more constructed to stop the run than the pass that they had to slow it down.
That defense has always been good. You can't talk about the Steelers. Their defense has been good since we've been alive.
When you look at the AB Le'Veon Bell era, right? I'm not saying the defense wasn't good. I'm saying their specialty during that point in time was stopping the run. Specialty.
No, it was pass rush. They've always had good pass rushers. That's one thing about the Steelers. They've always
if you look at the team in totality, right? Or fine. They were good at stopping the pass, right? They're good at stopping the pass. Would it not then benefit you as a team playing complementary football, right, to not put your defense in a situation where it has to stop the run, i.e., we get behind, right? We get behind, now they can run the clock out. If that's not our defensive strength, I'm putting you in a bad position, right? Right or wrong? Oh, now you want to go hush.
I believe.
So what I'm saying about Joe Burrow, specifically about Joe Burrow, I'm not saying he's not. I literally started off the concept by saying he fire breathing dragon mode. What I am saying is you may have to adjust. You may have to adjust how you're playing to really consider that you're doing your job.
Look, since outside of week 1, the Bengals have scored 25, 33, 34, and 38.
I'm finna sound like a dumbass because, bro, they lost. They lost all 4 of those. Or they lost 3 of those.
Yeah.
No,
they won one of them. But the thing is, if your offense is giving you production on points, the defense has given up 26, 38, 24 to the Cranes, and then 41.
Hey.
Complimentary or not, the defense ain't doing. Complimentary or not, the defense isn't doing their. The defense is not doing their job. Complimentary or not, they're not stopping the run or the pass, because the thing is, the Ravens did what the fuck they wanted to on offense, run or pass. So where's the accountability for the defense here? Because what did the defense do to complement the offense?
The defense wasn't accountable. I never said that.
You're but you're saying no. You didn't say that. But what you're saying is complimentary football. So what is the defense doing to complement with the offense?
Did they not have Did they?
The offense is doing
did they not pick Lamar off?
What is the defense doing?
I'm answering you. I'm answering you. Did they not pick Lamar off? Did they not recover a fumble? Did they not have a 10-point lead? Yes or no? They had a 10-point lead.
I don't like the answer. I don't know.
So the defense was doing their job in that situation. He threw a pick that, like, Ravens went down, scored a touchdown. He then threw a pick on that drive, and they got a field goal. So that erased the 10-point lead. Don't go, like, chill. Like, see the whole thing through. What I was going to bring a point to you about.
I see 41 points. Joe Burrow made one mistake and still managed to put up 38 points.
The mistake was very costly. Because it was 38-35.
But you can't say Burrow. But you can't say Burrow's not doing a good job of complementary football. But
so let me ask you about a specific situation that I know you remember, right? Since you're really hung up on points. When Todd Gurley got pushed into the end zone, right, and scored that touchdown, and we knew for a fact our defense was trash that year, right? You know which one I'm talking about, where he was like sick on the sideline because he fell in. Would you have rather had?
Because
Matt had 4 less points in that game and a win because you complimented your defense. That's not like not holding them accountable. That's understanding the team that you have. He needed to sustain that drive. He needed to not throw a pick. That's all I'm asking for you to do. Yes, you have a bad defense. You just got to work with that. That is what it is.
So why did he throw a pick? Was it a miscommunication?
No, to be honest with you, I feel like Marlon Humphrey made a good play.
So was it? So Marlon Humphrey got a good play. So what did Burrow do wrong then? Because turnovers are part of the game. So what exactly did he do wrong?
He didn't did anything too wrong. I'm just saying he threw a pick. That's what happened.
But you also said the quarterback made a good play. So
and then according to his coach,
what could he have done differently?
Checked into 3 straight run plays in overtime instead of putting the ball back in his hands after he threw a pick. That was per his coach. Runs? He checked into 3 straight runs.
Okay. So what when you're making these checks, what are these checks based off of?
Is what
you know
what the look the defense gives you. I give you that, but per his coach, he checked into 3 straight runs. Missed the
you can say whatever his coach said, but look,
and then the Ravens hit
but these coach, but when these players are giving up, they're giving up typically like in either 2 or 3 plays. They're packaged together, and the checks are just based purely off what the defense shows you. So if this dude knows, okay, I got this pass play, but this pass play is not a good look for what the defense is doing, let me just check it to the other play, which happened to be a run. The quarterback position is more than just throwing the ball. It's putting your team in the best situation based on what the defense presents you. So the defense presented.
Once again, I'm not saying. You know how this whole thing started? Because we were talking about Baltimore and Washington. And I said Washington has a bad ranked defense. And the whole fact that their defense is ranked bad is because Joe Burrow did a number on their defense. I'm not sitting over here trying to be like this man ain't doing his job. Chill. Goddamn, like 2 hands, double twisting, chill, nigga. Like I'm saying, like it's good.
No, he
Goddamn.
ain't doing that.
All right, let's get back to the betting pot. We're on opposite sides. I actually think Baltimore is going to win, is going to cover that 7 points, but you don't. You think Washington is going to cover their 7 points on the back end. I don't think Washington has enough to stop Baltimore at all. And I think Baltimore has more than enough to stop Washington, especially considering the quarterback that y'all are compared to is the quarterback they practice against. I think this can be bad.
Well, they don't really practice. They don't practice against Lamar. The first team and first team don't ever really go against each other in practice. So that first team defense, they don't practice against Lamar.
This type of offense.
He on their team, but they don't practice against him.
Y'all are used to seeing this type of offense, or you're used to seeing this type of play at that position.
Yeah, because I'm like, their offenses are very.
The offense is Cliff, and Cliff had a bit of a renaissance, bro. He looks like when all he has to focus on is offense, he could put together a good offense.
Well, that, and also he has influence from Dan Quinn because Dan Quinn has a way he wants things to look.
All right, so we got a little sidetracked with that Burrow thing. All right, so your last game, you got the Lions beating Dallas. I don't feel like that's a crazy look. What was it? The offensive lineman didn't check last year was the only reason. And then Dan Quinn went for a 2-point conversion from like the 15. That's the only reason. Yeah, that's the only reason they didn't
win.
He's
aggressive as hell.
And then, so that's not a crazy look. And then my last game, I actually got Pittsburgh covering that 3 versus Vegas. I don't think Las Vegas is in for it. They don't even know who their quarterback is right now. Pittsburgh coming off a loss. Hell, Pittsburgh probably don't know who their quarterback is right now, but I think Pittsburgh shuts Las Vegas down. Still no word on Devontae. The official word is he's dealing with that hamstring injury, right? So he shouldn't play this week. Not sure. They haven't said Aiden O'Connell or Minshew yet, have they? Or if they have, I haven't heard it. I haven't heard either one of those yet. So I think neither one of them is going to do good against TJ Watt, who is on a mission this freaking season, bro. So I got Pittsburgh covering that 3. And then both of us got Atlanta beating Carolina. You got a money line. I got them covering the 6 points. I think that Atlanta mollywops Carolina. I think this is going to be a pretty good offensive explosion game. Defensively, I think we're going to be dealing with short fields. I like my bets to tell a story, and we'll get into this with the props. We can actually go ahead and get into the props. So I'm 5-10 on the props. Taj, you 4-5. I got Kirk over 1.5 pass TDs as my first one, right? So I do think he gets 2 touchdowns, but I don't think that he has a huge yardage total this game, right? I think we're going to be working with a bunch of short fields. My other one is we both got Dalton under his passing total. You got it at 221. I got it at 224.5. And the reason I think that is because I don't know if Dalton finishes this game, 1. But then 2, I think that our pass defense does a great job. Pass rush and back end does a great job shutting the Panthers down. And I don't see them having anybody on the outside that's really a threat, to be honest with you.
Back end for sure. Pass rush.
Our pass rush, look, bro, we got to come up one game. And
bro, we got 5 sacks in 5 games. They ain't showed me jack shit yet.
We are struggling. And you didn't expect it coming into this year, but then again, Nielsen, boy, he is struggling over there in Jacksonville. He is struggling over there in Jacksonville.
Well, I think I think it's a poorly run organization because from the top down it's all bad because well, yeah, that's a whole other
Yeah,
conversation.
and we were
But it's
talking
like
about the fact that like, yo, we really gonna miss his sack production in the offseason, like how he generated sacks throughout the team. And yeah, we miss Calais, but bro, like our sack production has fell off a cliff. But I think we're gonna come back up. Overall, I see the back end. Dalton, I don't know if Dalton finishes this game, so I like the 224 under. Um, you got Mooney. I was on Mooney 2 weeks ago. You're on him this week, 52 and a half over. One thing that you've consistently pointed out is this is the type of receiver that Kirk is used to.
yeah, you when you have things familiar, you kind of gravitate toward it. But hopefully that game versus Tampa kind of shifts the
And what's
dynamic a little bit. And then like 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 because like you know I'm quite active on Twitter, and I'm seeing people talking about Mooney's the number one receiver. Like he's not. Kirk definitely has a great relationship with him, but Drake's the alpha over there.
and
Like
he actually looks like
let's
it.
not
He
get
actually looks like it, bro. Like
Drake's
London legit looks like somebody who's like he's Kirk's looking for him. He's winning routes. Like he looks like somebody. Even when you watch like the All 22, he's winning routes. Like, and that's something that you didn't really see the past couple of years.
So well, I don't disagree with that, but one interesting thing for the Drake non-believer to say he can't separate, Drake led all receivers in separation grade.
Yeah, but like you were saying, he eat the Bucks up. It's something in the water when he play the Bucks, bro. Like he eat them for lunch.
I mean, no, I mean I get eaten up, but it's not the fact he would do it was hot because like people don't. I think people vastly underestimate Drake's ability to separate. The fact
No,
that
he's
he's
not.
not
Yeah,
a
it's
fast
not a
receiver.
burner.
Drake's not fast by any means. But it's like there's a lot of times where I would like to compare to Mike Evans, but him and Mike Evans have completely different skill sets. Because Drake, for him to be the big body receiver, he is very
You
shifty.
see it in those like short areas when he goes like late in the game when he had that 5 or 6 yard hitch and the first down was about 8 yards. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, his back was to the line. He immediately turned around, got busy, dove, got in there, right? And it's like, if he was just a big stiff guy, he doesn't make that play. You said what?
Pause. Pause.
This man. All right, so then I got Bijan. I can't quit him. Over 67 and a half rushing. I need a big rushing day from him. You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute. Yeah.
This should be the game. This should be the game for it.
Yeah, we'll talk about the
like
defensive and offensive breakdown in the Falcons pod. Catch us out, Birds of a Feather, episode 73. And then you've got London over 6 receptions. I've got him under 68 and a half yards receiving, right? So I could see a world where both of these happen. But the reason that I was going under on the receiving yards is that, one, I do think Mooney and what's his name? I see him right now. Ray are going to get a little bit more love this game. But once again, I see us having short fields. I see us running the ball. I think this is going to be a really, really short game. 1 o'clock kick time. I think we're cutting into another game by 3:58, 4 o'clock on the dot before the 4:15 games. Because I think the Falcons shorten this game tremendously with the amount that they're going to run the ball. I feel like they're going to get up quick, get up big, coast it. And I'm actually pretty interested to see how this coaching staff is going to coach when up, right? So we've seen this coaching staff be very strategic when the pressure's on. You know what I'm saying? When it's a close and tight game, I'm really interested because that was one of the things that really bothered us about Dan Quinn, right? Is that like, damn, we can't hold a lead. Something that bothered us about Arthur Smith, damn, can't hold a lead, right? So like, I expect a lead in this game. I'm interested to see how it looks.
I'll say this.
And then your last one, you had Koo over 8 points, over 8 kicking points. I think that's extremely doable, right? Obviously, expect us to score 2 touchdowns and then 2 field goals. We'll give the score prediction on the other pod, but like, yeah, that's completely reasonable.
Did you
Oh, we
include my
both
Pitts
had,
TD?
yeah, my fault. We both had Pitts as an anytime touchdown. My fault. I forgot that one. Yeah, so we both was on the same thinking on this week. Is that like, if there's gonna be a week, Pitts got one in week 1, if I'm not mistaken. He got one in week 1 versus the Steelers. Yeah, and it's like it's about time. It's about time for him to go ahead and get back to that end zone, right?
Yeah, this could be the Pitts
Wouldn't be
game. Like,
surprised,
really?
right? So I think his receiving total is 52. No, his receiving total is 57, which is crazy after the game he just had. I think that boosted it up because like his it used to be at like 35, 39, all the way up to 57 is crazy. But that's why I didn't take.
57 is something that you want for a
I'm
tight
not
end.
saying it's wrong. I'm saying that like he's never. Yeah, the line has never been.
No.
Well, it has like a long time ago when people were still like coming off his Matt Ryan year. His lines were like up there, and then you went through Ritter.
Yeah.
And it was like, that ain't it.
Cause like 57, if Pitts get the 57 a week, that's 900.
Yeah.
Almost 1,000 actually.
That's up there, especially for the tight end.
That's all I need him to have is about 55 to 60 a game. I'm cool.
But usually,
get 100 every now and then.
His lines are around 35, 40. So a 57 line is like, you really expect him to, from here on. The man had 0 2 weeks ago. So like that's just like, that's a crazy line. That's why I stayed away from the yards.
Yeah,
and I was just like, anytime touchdown.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes like it comes down to just like with a shooter, you didn't see the ball going around sometimes, and I think that's
the underutilization within the red zone. Still kind of a thing to me, but he had a touchdown it wasn't the red zone technically. It was like the 26 or something versus the Steelers, and then he had that big pass interference that wasn't called versus the Chiefs. So it does look like as you get closer, you are targeting and highlighting him. That's why I'm like, hey, if we have short fields or we're in the red zone consistently, I do see him getting in the end zone. Sure. All right, you guys. Appreciate you. Please bet responsibly. Don't bet the house, the money, the cars, the kids. Don't do anything unsafe, or anything like that. Always bet responsibly. Call the number if need be. Don't bet if your state don't allow betting, or if you do, don't get caught.
Yeah. Oh, and also before we sign out, I just would like to just send our prayers on behalf of birds to anyone that's been affected by the past 2 hurricanes. I know it's been rough. So we're praying that y'all, get right and your situations improve.
Amen.
Quickly.
All right, this is me, your boy Q City. We out.
Your boy Tyler Bravado. Peace.